You know, Raj, last week we talked about YouTube pages. We talked about maybe, you know, skaters starting their own YouTube pages.
Monetizing their own shit.
Monetizing their own shit and everything. And then here we, you know, here's a skater, Jonny Geiger. I think it's really pronounced Geiger. I don't know. Swiss, I think. He's Swiss. Skates for Revive. And he just came out with a part, put it on his own YouTube channel. And I got super interested in how these guys navigate their shit, you know. No, it's interesting.
What do you mean shit?
Well, the traditional way, Raj, is you film a video part for, you know, a brand or, you know, a trans world video, or, you know, very rarely does a skater film a video part and put it on his own YouTube page.
I think it's smart.
Yeah. This is what these guys are doing, though. You know, Andy Schrock, these the Revive guys, this is what they do, right? They all have their own YouTube pages. There's not a, which I found was really interesting, there wasn't a Revive YouTube page. There wasn't a brand YouTube page. It was all individuals. What's that?
So smart.
It's all Andy Schrock?
Yeah. Andy Schrock is Andy Schrock. All these guys just have their own YouTube pages, which I thought was interesting because they film a video part. They put it on their own YouTube page. They tell everybody in the description, go buy my boards here. And so they're sending, all these YouTubers are sending traffic over to the Revive shot, and then on their YouTube channels are telling people, go look at this guy's channel, go look at this. It's all intertwined.
Dude, they've kind of broken the algorithm, so to speak. Yeah, you create your own little web of content, and I think this is so smart. And you know, to your point, the traditional way doesn't necessarily work for everyone, because some of these guys wouldn't have been accepted in the traditional skateboard industry. Right. So instead of taking that L, they are like, all right, well, we're just going to do this on our own. Johnny's got like 320,000 subscribers on his YouTube page.
Wow, that's a lot.
And it's like, you know, these guys see it, and I think it's the younger generation gets it. They don't have this thing in the back of their mind where it's like, this is the only path that I have to take to make it in this industry. I can just be a disruptor and create my own shit, and then we'll have this brand that it's living and it's breathing, but it's all through us and through our channels. And
not to mention, he's had his YouTube page for 8 years. So it's 8 years of work that he's put into it, you know? Like Andy Schrock has 2.8 million subscribers.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that.
He started his page in 2007, 12 years ago.
That's when YouTube started, I believe.
So they've been putting in
the work.
The work, you know? But I thought it was, I mean, what's crazy to me is that, you know, it made me start thinking about, well, okay, how did they...
You want to start doing boards?
No.
Why not?
No. It made me start thinking about, like, they're probably monetizing their own channel, which means they're making money off their own channel. I wonder, they're probably maybe just getting board royalties from Revive, maybe a salary. I don't think so, because they're already supporting themselves. They don't really have to rely on a sponsor. I thought it was interesting, you know, like the way that they're kind of going about it.
I think it's cool because the company is then, like I said, kind of, I don't want to say riding their coattails because that's a bad term to use, but the company is thriving because of all the individuals that are putting in the work on their own.
And they're pointing all their viewers to the company. Instead of the company putting out the video and trying to point them at themselves, trying to point people to themselves.
That's interesting.
It's interesting to just think about. I was like, look, I was kind of digging through. I was like, what is this? Okay.
Well, it's not too far off from traditional skateboarding either, because if you look at like Instagram accounts, a lot of, you know, the high profile skateboarders will have more followers than the companies that they ride for. So it's, you know, it falls in line with that.
Which I trip on is why, you know, a lot of fucking pro skateboarders, they don't post their boards. You know what I mean? Like, you don't see like
they're not self-promoters.
But at the same time, to your point, it's like you're doing this. You should be proud of it. You're pointing letting people know the company, give everybody wins when you're just like promoting your own shit. I just trip on it. Like I put pictures up of my shit because I'm proud of it. And I don't understand why more people don't do that, you know?
Do you think the skateboard graphics becoming like a lost art form?
Kind of.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of sad because it's something special. Like, you got these great artists like Sean Cliver and Mark McKee who've done the best graphics ever.
Yeah.
But no one takes pride in having this shown on there.
Well, we
I
talk
don't
about it a
understand
lot
it.
on this show too. I think back in the 90s and even early 2000s, the board brand was what you wanted to have, what you strive for. Now I think it's taken a back seat to the shoe companies and even energy drink companies. So it's almost like third place now, where it's kind of like I don't want to say you don't think about it, but you still, like, you have so many other sponsors that you're trying to, make happy, so to speak, and the ones that are cashing those big checks.
But what about the shop board? Don't you think that's really hurting the pro board sales?
Yes and no.
I feel like it's always.
I mean,
kinda,
I know it is a little cheaper probably, and not everyone has the money to buy a pro board, but I think it's important to support these pros.
It's keeping those shops in business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. It's tough.
It's a
Give and take and balance, yeah.
I just don't really can vibe like I'm going to buy my board on Amazon. That sounds lame.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just can't.
But I got a deal on it.
Yeah. I think, but it's still like Amazon Prime now. You break your board at a spot, you Amazon a board, it'll be there within, an hour.
A drone drop?
Yeah, drone drop.
Drone drop?
Seriously.
I can't wait for that to happen. Like, be caught on, like, in a session.
That would be amazing. I just, like we were talking about the last episode to this episode, and then Johnny's part came out, and I just thought the whole thing was super interesting of just I thought for sure Revive had their own YouTube page, but they don't. They have no YouTube page.
That's crazy.
It's just individuals,
Yeah.
and they all send their viewers to that
That's
company,
crazy.
And like I said before, people don't need to vlog. They don't know. A lot of these dudes, like, they do the vlogging style, where they talk to the camera and even at the end of Johnny's part, he's
Yeah,
talking to the camera,
Right. That was
pretty
thanking
funny.
everybody and this, and
Yeah.
he's been working on this, and I was just like, whoa, this is kind of weird, but it's kind of cool at the same time. Like, he's just talking to his audience.
Yeah.
It's
A lot of skaters
informative.
don't do that.
Right. Yeah. I think had that part ended at his last trick, I wouldn't have known that he had 50 or however many boards coming out and what else he was
Right.
working on and all that. Because let's be honest, I'm not reading that description.
Right.
You know what I mean? And most people, TLDR, too long didn't read. A lot of people don't read. So for him to be comfortable enough to have that sit down and just like, hey, this is coming out. This is what I'm working on. This is where you can find me. Like, all that. I think that's equally as important as his skateboarding.
Yeah.
You're saying that some of these guys have a follower, like 2-point-something million followers. Maybe they'll get like some like a corporate sponsor that, hey, we'll give you this X amount, and then you just put your logo on your stuff, and they can build some cool stuff and make a video out of that.
Oh, totally.
I'm
That's
sure
what
it happens
Yeah.
too. Yeah, I'm
That's
sure a
what
lot of
happens
these have paid. A lot of these videos have paid partnerships and stuff like that too.
Talk about a honey app?
Yeah, and these
Seriously.
companies drop bread
Yeah.
for a sponsored video, like 5-6 figures.
Yeah.
I don't know about in this Revive community, but these people are throwing money at it for sure.
Yeah.
It's just an interesting, non-traditional way of doing it, but it's almost becoming the traditional way in a weird way.
Yeah,
It's strange.
You're getting used to it.
It's strange.
Maybe next week you're gonna get a call from Bagel Bites
I would love that call. Please call.
Yeah.
straight up.
Love
or
those.
Papa John's.
Love both of those.
Uncrustables.
I'll put my bagel bites on my Papa John's.
Oh,
Yes.
damn!
Hello, you got my
Again,
number.
innovation. Take the week off. This man's fucking out there.
1,000, Steezus. 1,000. Anyway,
1,000.
thought that was interesting.
You see how beautiful that fucking place that dude lived in?
Switzerland?
Like
Oh, yeah.
his like
Yeah.
there was like a drone shot of like I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Also, his style. I know I always compare skaters, and I hate doing this, but his style reminded me a lot of Ronson Lambert.
A little bit,
Like,
right?
this could have been like an FKD part back in like 2010 or something.
Bro, he did some insane shit. Like
Yeah.
this,
Insane
this
shit.
manual Casper flip out thing. Boom.
Whoa.
What the fuck?
Isn't that insane?
How do you
Look at
think about
that. I don't know, but manuals are hard.
It's crazy. He's kind of on like the borderline of like, what the fuck? But then he brings it back. You know what I mean? Like he's got like he does normal tricks, but he does a bunch of kind of crazy shit.
Yeah,
he was
this
in.
is
Yeah, this was nuts.
double flip
Yeah.
The
primo.
instant,
He's so
the
stoked.
instant stoke.
So stoked. Like, I've been trying to make this for years.
Straight up.
Yo, that
Oh, face.
He was in Battle at the Barracks Pros versus Joes too.
Was he?
Yeah, just because I remember Retta interviewing and talking about he had a heavy gur on the end of his last name.
Grr.
Geiger.
Very interesting, Raj. Very interesting.
We went there.
Even he even has a Patreon page, you know, which I thought was cool. Like I don't know many skaters that have a Patreon page. You know?
Good for him, man.
I don't think you need a Patreon page anymore.
We don't have one.
Huh.
We went to YouTube. We ditched our Patreon.
Sorry, guys.
Hey, we were talking about, I think it was last episode, but like, dude, it's the gold rush of like you doing your own thing and making it work. You know what I mean? You don't have to be subject to like being a part of like a huge corporation. You can
Climbing a ladder.
do things like you're just saying, like, oh, we don't even have that. It's like, yeah, because this guy's out here fucking doing it himself.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
just, the skateboard industry catching up. Like, look at independent rappers that
Right.
are doing it themselves, owning their masters, and making just as much, if not more money than people that are in these 360 contracts. Like, Tech Nine from Kansas City is one of the highest paid rappers ever, and he's been independent his whole career.
Chance the Rapper was won a Grammy off of fucking a mixtape.
Yeah.
Like,
Jeez.
the guy didn't even have, you know what I mean? Like, it's just fucking crazy.
But it's funny because they people like that, like the Johnny Geigers and everything. They're not wondering where their next paycheck is.
Exactly.
They're creating their own.
They're
their
creating
next paycheck.
exactly.
They're saying, "Oh, well, now let's keep this boat moving.
Yeah,
Let's keep going down the river.
It's
here.
good, dude.
You know,
Why climb a ladder when you can build one?
it's crazy.
It's
you know,
crazy.
it's funny that we were just talking about this, and then his part comes out, and then
Right?
I went down this whole rabbit hole of like looking at their pages and seeing what they did. It just wasn't.
It's interesting.
Kind of wasn't on my radar. I mean, they've always 2 years ago I didn't know what Revive was. You know, now I know, but I still don't know that much about it. But
Still stalking them.
it's interesting, huh, Raj?
I mean, that whole thing, man. Like Chris Chan.
Yeah.
Kid just bought a Tesla.
Yeah, who is that guy? Why is he so fucking like
He's
famous?
so good too.
Yeah, and he's
really
so good.
fucking good.
Yeah.
Did you know that when Van Halen came out with their first record, they were making less than a penny?
What?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They were getting burned to the ground. They didn't care.
Crazy.
Damn.
It's in that book that their manager at the time wrote, and it's just like, I read that, I was like, oh, this is the
that's-
greatest record of all time.
Yeah, that's
right?
On a side note, me and LD were having conversations off the record, and it's like perception is gnarly because I'm sure people at that time thought they were fucking on top of the world.
On top of the world.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Fake it till you make it is real.
Yeah, they didn't even have merch when that came out, and so they were just making no money.
Crazy.
And that's what this dude, the rapper dude, Chance the Rapper, he made shit tons of money off merch. He just fucking had the concerts and selling just shit tons of merch, and it's all coming to him because he doesn't have to fucking
No
it's him.
overhead, like nobody. Yeah,
Right.
Fucking
Right.
t-shirts.
Him and the Scalpers.
Him and the scalpers. There's some fake ones out there.
Raking it in.